All right, we are going to work together to read this selection titled Every Little Bit Helps. And of course, from the title, I cannot tell if this is fiction, nonfiction. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive right on in and start reading this. So again, the title is Every Little Bit Helps. I see an illustration. I know it's an illustration and not a photograph here because it appears that it was drawn. It's not like taken with a camera. And I see a little girl. She looks very pleasant. And I see three men. I can notice he has a hammer. They look quite exhausted, if you ask me. I can tell that because he's rubbing his head. They all have hats on. I can tell they're outdoors. And she seems to have a pitcher of water, and she's filling up their glasses. So let's go ahead and dive in. But now I'm kind of getting my brain ready for, I'm probably going to read something about a little girl who's helping maybe three gentlemen who are building maybe a store or a home or something like that. So let's see. We have our first paragraph. It says, the sun was beating down on Gabby's head. I wonder if that's Gabby. Drops of sweat trickled down her forehead. It was the hottest day of the summer so far. Most of her friends were spending the day at the swimming pool. Her best friend, Emmanuel, had called that morning. He wanted her to go to the movies with him in the afternoon. Gabby had to tell him no, but she didn't mind. She had important things to do. Gabby was helping her parents build a house. Now I see. I can tell right here, Gabby was helping her parents build a house. So maybe one of these people is her father, and here's the house they're building. So I see Gabby, and this is the house they're building. I'm just going to kind of jot that down. The house wasn't for Gabby's family. Oh, that's interesting. I was kind of originally thinking that Gabby's family was building their own house, maybe out in the country or something. But I can see now this house isn't for Gabby, so I wonder who it's for. The house was for a family who didn't have a safe place to live. In fact, Gabby didn't really know the family who would live there. She had seen the young mother and three children who would one day call the house a home. Oh, so it's for a mother, and it's for three children. And so this house that Gabby and her family are building is for a mother and three children, so 4 total people. Yesterday evening, they were there with Gabby's family, painting yellow trim around the windows. For the last week, Gabby's parents had helped at the house each evening after work. They had hammered, sawed, drilled, and painted. Gabby's parents were not getting paid for their work. What? Look at that. Gabby's parents were not getting paid for their work. So this isn't their job. They don't run a construction company. They're not getting paid. It says in the next sentence, it says, they were volunteering their time to help someone else. Volunteering. I want you to keep that word in your head because that's an important vocabulary word that we're going to talk about later. Gabby's mom said it made her feel good to know she was helping someone in the community. Gabby was too young to work with tools, but she was really good at bringing lemonade to the volunteers when they needed a break. Oh, so this liquid right here, I originally said it was water, but it's actually lemonade. Yum. I'll put a smiley face. I like lemonade. Can't really see my my pencil writing here. I apologize for that. So let me get a pen. Maybe that'll help. I'm gonna write lemonade. I love lemonade. Okay, there we go. She liked pulling around the wagon and pouring the ice cold drinks. Everyone always said a big thank you. Helping people made her feel good too. Soon the house would be finished. The mother and her children would have a beautiful, safe home. Gabby and her parents would have the happy memory that they were able to give such a wonderful gift to someone. All the volunteers were glad they could help make their community a great place to live. So now that you've heard every little bit helps, I want you thinking in your head, I want you thinking, what does the word volunteer mean? Remember, volunteer is in here, and I even circled it. So I want you thinking in your head, what does the word volunteer mean? I also want you thinking, Why were Gabby and her family building this house in the first place if they weren't getting paid? Why on earth would they do something so crazy? I want the money. So why would they do that? I also want you thinking, what are some reasons that prevented Gabby from being able to build the house? Because it does say her parents kind of did all the building and Gabby wasn't able to. So why? Was she injured? What was the deal? And then I also want you to think, based on this story, what do you know about the family that's going to move into this house that Gabby's family's building? This mother and her 3 children. What can we infer about this family? So those are all of the things I want you thinking about, and we will talk about them in the discussion posts below.